Has Jordan Brand and Nike given us everything that we've asked for the past 30 plus years? Let's talk about it. Super Set King, aka Mr. Get Your Tank Top Ready. Before we get started, people, could you please hit that like and subscribe? I watched my analytics. It said that 95% of the people who watch my content are not subscribed. So, man, try to like, subscribe. I'm gonna keep this thing going. I told you guys this sneaker channel is gonna be a little different. We're gonna talk about the culture. No, I will not be buying and bringing shoes to you every week because I don't like most of the shoes they have every week. I know what shoes I have my mind on. You guys, I told you, I'm looking for those white cement threes. That's like numero uno for this year. But yeah, just do the like, subscribe. My analytics said, I'm growing just a little bit. So, I appreciate all the ones who are liking, all the ones who are subscribing. But let's get into our topic of the day. So I'm sitting back because, as you all know right now, the shoe community is slow. You can watch a lot of YouTubers right now. Most of the shoes, most people are like, yeah, it's not really a lot of heat coming out. Now, February is going to be a little different. It's going to heat up a little bit. But right now, if you notice a lot of the storylines, it's not a lot to talk about. But, it made me think about the last 30 plus years and stuff that's been going on with Jordan Brand and, how people always have said, oh, they have this and they don't have that. And why are we getting this? So I'm going to go down memory lane a little bit for you guys. All right. Remember, our first issue with Jordans was crime. Yes, I lived during this era. That's when starter jackets and Jordans was like numero uno. It was the biggest thing out there. People actually were getting jumped and people were getting robbed for their starter jackets and their Jordans. And in this process, parents was in an uproar. They was like, you make the shoes too expensive. We can't afford them. We can't afford them. And that went on, I say maybe 5, maybe 6 years. And then all of a sudden, here come 1997. What they give us? They gave us Team Jordans. Jordan actually debuted his new brand in 97.
Authentic top and shorts, and the team hat. The sneakers are the new Jordan Team Authentics in white. Hey, Mark, spit it out for us, would you?
All right, we're coming back. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, including myself. We see these new type of Jordans, so we buying these new Jordans. Because back then, the quality was the same that you would get pretty much with the signature shoes. So, we had these Team Jordans and everybody was, we were wearing them. And then all of a sudden, you look up, people saying, oh, we don't wear those. Those are the fakes. Those are the knockoffs. Those are it's the poor man's. And things started changing. So to come back with people saying that shoes are too expensive, they came back and gave us cheaper shoes and people still complain. I mean, you can't make all this stuff up. Now I'm going to go into my next thing that Nike/Jordan Brand did for us. So Jordan retires, and people really not feeling the newer shoes because, people have in their mind, we only want what Michael wore on court. So by the time we got to 15, they wasn't a seller like that. And then we got to 16, not a seller like that. And, everybody was like, okay, where are the retros? So they start, giving us retros along the way, which they did before, but, they started giving us different things. And when Mike came back in 2000, I want to say, what was that, 2, all of a sudden, we were wearing 17s and 18s again. So all was right in the world. But, people had started getting hooked on these retros because it was nostalgia and people started living in the past. So what Jordan Brand started doing, they started pumping all their money into these old retros. Of course, they're going to pump their money in these retros because if people want a bunch of old technology that's going to be cheaper for them to make than the newer shoes, they gave us exactly what we asked for. And people kept it going. And in the process of that, that's when people really stopped wearing the newer Jordans along the way. So, it's somewhat their fault because what they did was they started just pumping the retros out because that's what people asked for. So once again, they gave you what you asked for. Now, once those those retros start coming out, oh, we boomed. We boomed for quite a few years. I want to say we boomed hard from like 2005 to like 2010. Like it boomed. Like they were coming with the different colors, you know, the ones that's out now, like the green beans, the maroons, and all these different colors. They had the flip Jordan 3s, you know, they had the Carolina 5. They had so many different colors of the retros, and it was booming. You know, people was enjoying this period. But what people always do, they gotta complain about something. So what happened at that point? Well, we want them back, but we want them back with Nike Air on the back. And they complained for years, and we finally got them back with Nike Air on the back. And all was good for a little while, and then we had to have another complaint along the way. Now, my next reason got to be the craziest reason I've ever heard people. People said that shoes were creasing. Now, if you know anything about leather, any real leather with shoes, they're gonna crease. We had a period when people were talking about shoes were creasing. And I know Jordan Brand was just actually happy about this one, because for shoes not to crease, it reminded me of shoes when I was a kid. They had them at Pick and Pay. Now, all the shoes I wore when I was probably second, third grade, went all Nikes and Jordans for sure. You know, I didn't get permanent to Jordans around about the 5th grade. And we had a shoe store called Pick and Pay. Y'all would call it Payless. And they sold a brand called Cougars. And those were that hard shoes that wasn't like real leather. And I'm gonna show you guys an example of what a Jordan Brand shoe that came out during this period that y'all didn't want shoes to crease felt like. This has to be the worst, most plastic feeling leather I've ever touched in my life. And this was during that period that everybody said they didn't want their shoes to crease. Of course you don't see any creases because it's hard. It's hard. I mean, it feels like plastic. And we went through a period like that people don't want shoes to crease. And then guess what they did? We came back, they said in 2015, we're gonna remaster the shoes. So people complained about them creasing, then they came back and they remastered and they so-called gave us, you know, this better quality shoes again. But in the process of them giving us these better quality shoes, the first 3 were actually remastered, the rest was still the same. So I'm telling you, man, it's funny when you watch over the years. I sat back and I say, really? Like, they have given us what we want, but we realize it's not what we want in the end. And you know, it's a crazy situation that we always, just a continuous circle with these shoes. All right, so along the way through periods, you know, shoes have ups and downs. I've been in this so long, I know it has ups and downs. So it used to be, it started, I want to say, when did that Concord 11 drop? That was 2011 or 12. Either way, the year that Concord 11 dropped, actually I have a video on that too you want to check out. When that Concord 11 dropped, that's when people were starting complaining to Jordan Brand. Oh, you're not making enough shoes. You're not making enough shoes. Everybody want the shoes. So they start making more, producing more and more shoes. In the process of them making more and more shoes, following up behind that, we had so many shoes that was at the outlets. And I was there. They had Jordan 4s, they had Jordan 8s at the outlets. They had just about every type of Jordan 1s. Like, I bought so many Jordan 1s from the outlets during that time period. And it's just funny now just watching people complain, saying, oh, you know, they're not having enough, they have enough. They went as far now when they released the holiday releases, they have 1 million pairs. 1 million pairs. So this tells us that they're actually listening to all of our whines and our cries, and people really not paying attention. That's just wild to me. And now we got our one last thing that we always wanted. And I gotta laugh at you. I want the shape back. I want the shape back. I want it back. I want it to look like OG. I want it to look OG. So they bring them back to us now with an OG shape. And I'm watching everybody because, you know, of course, this Reimagined 3 is actually gonna be out in March. I saw a YouTuber had the nerve to say that the shoe looked too OG. He liked the 2013 version.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Man, you can't make this up. The man said the shape on a shoe was too OG. So they listen to us gripe about the shape because we do have a lot of fortunate people in the sneaker community who have a lot of these OG shoes so people can see how things originally were. And that's, how Virgil was able to come back and bring that Jordan 2 low back because people actually had shoes that had in the vault, and there's a lot of people out here in this world who has a lot of these original shoes. But to listen to a man say shoes look too OG is crazy to me. But I understand it though, because these are younger people. My age group, 40 plus group, we remember how they was OGs. What's OG to me would not be OG to somebody that's gonna be in their late 20s. Somebody in late 20s might like the Jumpman on the back. So we always got to keep that kind of stuff in mind. But I want y'all to know, please quit complaining because they have given us everything that we've asked for from Nike/Jordan brand over the last 30 plus years. But always remember over here, we keep the body tight, feet right. Later.